Have you ever known someone who suddenly vanishes for days? No texts, no calls, no explanation. Then they come back like nothing happened. And the weird part? Most of the time, it's not because they hate you. It's because disappearing became their way of surviving. Psychology calls this avoidant coping. But the reason behind it goes much deeper than people think. Because people who disappear for days usually fall into one of three psychological patterns. And the last one is the most dangerous. It's the type that slowly destroys relationships without the person even realizing it. Part 1. Emotional overload. Some people disappear because their brain gets overwhelmed, too many messages, too many expectations, too much emotional pressure. So instead of responding, they shut down completely. To other people, it looks rude, but psychologically, it's often a defense mechanism. Their brain sees interaction as stress, and disappearing feels safer than explaining how exhausted they are, especially if they grew up in environments where emotions were ignored. Because they learned something dangerous early in life. Deal with it alone. So every time life becomes too much, they isolate. Not because they don't care, but because isolation feels emotionally quieter. Part 2. Fear of vulnerability. Other people disappear for a different reason. They don't know how to be emotionally seen. The closer they get to someone, the more anxious they become. So when conversations become deeper, or relationships become more real, they vanish. Psychologists often connect this to avoidant attachment, where connection feels comforting, but also threatening at the same time, because intimacy creates vulnerability, and vulnerability creates fear. So instead of risking rejection, they leave first, sometimes for days, sometimes forever. Part 3. The hidden cycle. But the most dangerous pattern is this. Some people disappear because they secretly believe they're a burden. So they isolate when they're struggling. They stop replying. They ignore everyone. They disappear into silence. But while they're alone, their guilt grows. Now they feel bad for disappearing, which makes them avoid people even more. And eventually, days turn into weeks. This creates a psychological cycle called avoidance reinforcement. The more they disappear, the harder it becomes to come back, and over time, they unintentionally damage relationships they actually care about. Not because they wanted to hurt anyone, but because avoidance became their coping mechanism. The truth is, people who disappear for days are usually fighting battles nobody can see. Some are overwhelmed, some are emotionally avoidant, and some are drowning in silent guilt. But psychology shows something important. Isolation may feel safe temporarily, but humans heal through connection, not disappearance. So if you're someone who vanishes when life gets heavy, ask yourself this. Are you protecting your peace, or protecting your pain from being seen? Because those are two very different things. If this video made you understand someone differently, or made you understand yourself, hit subscribe now for more psychology that explains human behavior on a deeper level.